Hey guys, what's up? Lately I have been getting some questions about my foundation from like family members and some people at work. So I wanted to hop on here and just make a video about just foundation and how to make your foundation like look really flawless. Just gonna do foundation today, no eyeshadow, eyebrows, no blush, bronzer, anything like that. It's just about like foundation, concealer, and powder, and how to make that part look flawless, because that's gonna make the rest of your makeup look really good. So as long as you've got that foundation, the base of your makeup, looking the best it can be, the rest of your makeup just kind of fall into place. So you want to always start with a really good primer. This is the Tarte, it's dirty. I need a new one, it's almost empty. This is the Tarte Poreless Primer. This is a mattifying primer. I like this one because it's a pore filling primer, and I do have some large pores on my nose. So you always want to start with a good primer. If you're dry, maybe like a hydrating primer. If you're oily like me, you want to do a mattifying primer. Or if you have pores, large pores. So I just kind of get a little bit on my finger, maybe like a pea size amount, and then just kind of press it into the sides of my nose. And then I have some pores on my forehead, so I want to fill that in. Kind of just rub it all over your face, just not your eyes. You want to avoid your eye area. And I did already moisturize before I started this, so you want to use a good moisturizer too. Even if you're oily, you do want to moisturize. For foundation, you do want to obviously use a good foundation. I have been using this, it's dirty, this, I think it's Shiseido. I'll write it down below so you guys know how to spell it. And it's called the Synchro Skin Self-Refreshing Foundation, and it actually has SPF 30 in it too, so that's good. This is $47, and I got it at Sephora. It is good for 24 months though, according to the expiration on the bottom. I have the shade 230 Alder. I do find that this kind of oxidizes a little bit, so you might want to go a shade lighter, because it does kind of turn a little bit orange after you've had it on for a little bit. But it doesn't really settle into any kind of like lines or anything. Like if you smile and you get your smile lines, it doesn't really settle into any of those. Or like I have some lines like right here across my forehead, it does not settle into those either. So this one says to shake well before use, so I'm just gonna shake it up. And for most people, the problem or the reason that like they can't get like that really nice looking foundation, and like this is I think kind of my sister's problem, because when I do her makeup, she's like, I just want my makeup to look like it does when you do my makeup. So you probably just aren't using enough foundation. So one little pump, one drop is not going to get you like that nice, beautiful, full coverage beauty queen look. So you want to do at least 2, depending on the foundation that you're using. So I did 2 drops. This is a Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH03 foundation brush. I've been using this brush for a while. I do like it. You can also use a sponge. I like this Sonia Kashuk sponge. You can get it at Target. And then you just kind of want to dab all over. You can go like a little less on your under eye area, because you're going to go in there with concealer. So like don't worry about that too much. And then you just want to distribute it by dabbing, and then you can start working it in with like a circular motion. So you always want to make sure you do your neck and your ears. Just kind of, you don't have to go really hard on it, but just you want to cover your ears and bring it down. I feel like that looks pretty good, but I'm gonna go in with just a little bit more because I am kind of red right through here. I'm just gonna do like half a pump and just kind of put that where I feel like I have more redness. So I'm pretty satisfied with how that looks, and that's just the foundation. Now I'm gonna go in with the concealer. The concealer that I have been using lately that I have really been liking is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Liquid Concealer. It says it's creaseless, soft matte, and it has hyaluronic acid in it, which is good for moisture. And I have the shade Creme Cafe. With your concealer, you want to go underneath your eyes in like a triangle, and you want to shade a couple shades lighter than your foundation, because you want to brighten your under eye. You don't want to darken it. And my under eye circles are pretty pronounced today. And you just kind of want to highlight the center of your face here, which is what I'm doing with this. And then you can take your foundation brush and use the same exact brush you did for your foundation. You can use this to blend out your concealer. But if you have a concealer brush, and I do here, the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH08 is just a concealer brush, and you can kind of see, obviously this one's a lot fatter and this one is a little bit more precise. So if you're in a pinch, you can just use your foundation brush to blend it out. If you have a concealer brush, you can go ahead and use that. I like to blend out my under eye concealer last and let it sit there for a minute. And that way you can kind of, I feel like the coverage is a little bit better if you let it sit there for a minute before you start to blend that out. So I usually, because all I want to do with the forehead and the nose is just brighten. So I can blend that out first, and your chin right here. Okay, and for the under eyes, you can kind of blend out the bottom part first. I'm just using this lovely mirror. You can blend out the bottom first, and that way the product stays like more concentrated right where you need it, which is under here. I should have done one side at a time so you guys could see the difference, but you can just bring your concealer up onto your lid, and that way it'll just even everything out. So I really like the way that looks. I'm gonna go ahead and blend out the other side, and I'll be back. Okay, so obviously looks a lot brighter, much better than I did before. And then after you have your foundation and your concealer on, you want to set it with a powder. This is the Coty Airspun Coty, C-O-T-Y. I'll put it in a little comment below here. Coty Airspun Loose Face Powder, and I have the translucent extra coverage. And sorry, it's getting a little dark because I'm using some natural light, and I guess there are some clouds. So you want to shake a little bit of this powder out, and it comes with a little powder puff, so I just kind of shake it out onto the powder puff. And I'm using the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH07. I love this brush to set under my eyes. So, and you want to get extra powder for under your eyes. You really want to load it up. So I got lots on there. See that? There's a lot on there, okay? On the side of the brush, not the tip, the side. And then you want to take it and just press it under your eye. Don't swirl it, just press. And that will set. See how much like this looks nice and like matte and blurred, and this is like still kind of wet looking. So you want to do that to your other side. Again, lots of powder all on the side of the brush, and then tap. Obviously set the rest of your face, but I just like to set my under eyes first because that's what's going to crease is your under eye. So you can take a damp beauty sponge and pick up some of the powder on it. It depends on how dry or oily you are. If you're really oily, you want to go ahead and set the rest of your face. If you're super dry, you could probably get away without setting the rest of your face, but you can just pick some powder up on your sponge and just pat that in. You can use a big fluffy brush. This is the Morphe Jaclyn Hill JH01. And I do really like this brush. And remember, you put that foundation on your neck, so you want to set that, and you want to put some powder on your ears too. Thomas is crying. He was taking a nap. I was trying to do this while he was napping. I don't know if you guys can hear him crying. All right, so you got your whole face set. Now, if you're going, that was kind of like an everyday set of your foundation. If you are going somewhere, or if you're going to be wearing makeup for a long time, or if you're going to be out in the heat, and you're going to be sweating a lot, like an outdoor concert or something like that, an outdoor party, like a barbecue or something, you want to set your face extra. So you want more powder, and this would be a good thing to use that the wet sponge for. And I wear, like, if you're going to wear sunglasses, or I wear regular glasses, so when I am going to be outside wearing sunglasses, you want to like extra powder the sides of your nose, because that's where those glasses sit. And you might get a little bit of a line, but it won't take off your foundation. So you can just kind of take a little buffing brush with you, like similar to this concealer brush, but just a clean one. And you can just kind of like buff it out, or if you have some powder foundation that you can bring with you, you can just take a little powder foundation and buff out the lines on the sides of your nose. So you really want to set it extra if you're going to be out in the sun and you're going to be sweating. And then of course you always want to use a setting spray. That is it for foundation. Those are basically kind of all the tips I have for you guys as far as getting that good, nice looking foundation. You see, like my skin looks nice and smooth. You can't see any acne or redness or anything like that. So that's the first step into making your makeup look really good, is to just get that nice base. You want to use more product than you think you should. I think that's the biggest problem. That was my biggest problem when I started wearing makeup, is I would do like one little pump and I'd be like, why doesn't my makeup look like Jaclyn Hill's makeup? Why doesn't my makeup look like whoever I'm watching, or the celebrities, or Instagram, or whatever? So you want to make sure that you're using enough. So I would say of a full coverage foundation like this, or the Dior, CoverGirl Matte Made, that's a really good drugstore foundation. You want to use like 2 to 3 pumps of the foundation, and like good size drops, like pea-size drops. And then for the concealer, like you saw me putting on, you want to do like more concealer than you think you're gonna need. That is what kind of gives it that more like flawless look. So I am going to put on the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back just to show you guys like the finished look. It's not gonna be dramatic or anything like that. And I'll come back, show you guys the finished look, and then we're gonna set with some setting spray, because that is the next like super important thing to like making your makeup, your foundation look really, really good. So I will be back in a few. Hey guys, this is the finished look that I created. I just want to set it with some setting spray, just because setting spray is really important. You might not think it's important, but setting spray is really just gonna take all those powders that you put on your face and make it look like skin again. My very favorite setting spray to use is the MAC Prep and Prime Fix Plus. This one is a little bit more expensive. I'll put the price in the little comment on the bottom. But this is going to just like really, it just does something to your makeup that just makes it look so much better. So this one is really good. You can see I'm almost out of it. You don't have to use this one every day. The Morphe setting spray is really good to use every day, because it's relatively affordable. It's like $15. Pretty similar to this one as far as like, I would say it's like a drugstore dupe for this one. But this one is pretty much my all-time favorite. Just does something to your makeup, makes it look really good. I don't know how to explain it, but it just kind of like, I don't know, does something, makes it look super good. So I love this one. This one's my all-time fave. I do have just an affordable one here, which is the NYX Matte Finish setting spray. According to this, it will keep your makeup matte. So if you're oily, you want to go for something like this, or this is a more expensive option. This is the Urban Decay De-Slick. This is an oil control setting spray as well. This one's $30-something. I'm not sure how much this one is. I'll find the price and put it in the comment. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my face with this one today, just because I'm not really doing anything, so I don't want to use a more expensive one. This is good, like I said, for every day. If you're going to be out all night, something like this, or the Urban Decay All Nighter would be really good, or this one, the MAC Fix Plus. If you're going to like a holiday party or something like that, something fancy, this would be really good. So you just want to spray your face. You want your face to feel wet. And then try not to move a lot like me. Don't talk while you're doing this. And then you just want to fan your face. So if you have like a makeup, like a palette or something, like an eyeshadow palette, you can kind of like fan your face with. That'll work. If you want to sit in front of an oscillating fan, you can do that just till your makeup's dry. Once that's dry, you're good to go. If you guys want to see any more videos, just leave me a comment in what you'd like to see. I've been thinking about doing one about like how to fix your makeup. Like you've worn your makeup all day at work, you're gonna go out to dinner, and you want to like freshen up your makeup, and I'm gonna show you guys how to do that. If you'd like to see that video, just leave me a comment below. If you want to see any videos on like makeup tips and like how to fix your makeup, like if you make a mistake and you're trying to fix it. I've been thinking about doing a video on that as well. If you guys would like to see that, let me know. And then also let me know like what mistake that you've made that you want to try to fix. And I'll see if I can come up with something for you guys. So that is it. If you guys would do me a favor and just hit the like button or leave a comment or hit the subscribe button before you leave, that would be fantastic. And you guys have a great day. I'll see you in my next one. Bye.